we're going to hone in on what it is in particular that you really like about those shows and learn how you can leverage those to create content for your audience that really resonates them, to build your brand and create a binge-worthy podcast. Now, before we get too far into Module 2, I have to know, have you finished Module 1? Now, if you feel like you're going to watch all the videos and then go back and do the work, I'm going to advise against it. This class was created and crafted just for you. Each course uses information from the previous course to help you achieve your goal. So take your time and don't cheat yourself. When I first decided to launch the Brunch and Slay podcast, as I told you before, there were not a lot of blueprints out there. As a matter of fact, I was pretty much lost. I had to learn the podcast by listening to shows about podcasting and taking the few webinars that were available at the time. And most of them pretty much only told me how to either edit the show, which wasn't very helpful, or what host platforms to use. I was lost when it came to how to get my podcast to rank high on Apple, how to get recommended by Apple, even what size show art to use for Apple, and how to do show notes. It was confusing, overwhelming, and I almost wanted to give up. I don't want you to have to go through that. I had to figure out how to promote my show on my own. It took months. I'm here to help you avoid all the pitfalls that I made and that new podcasters make every day. I know you're in this for the long haul. We're going to talk about delivery methods, whether or not you want to do an interview style like Brunch and Slay, a roundtable, fireside chat, or even storytelling. When it comes to how you present and deliver your information for your podcast, the sky truly is the limit. Although the Brunch and Slay podcast is an interview style podcast and has been that way from the start, it took me a long time to figure out how to truly deliver that interview style. I wanted to make sure that our guests were comfortable. Although a lot of them have thriving businesses, not many of them are public speakers. So I wanted to make sure they're comfortable. So I knew that making our interviews conversational and fun was the best way to go. Hence the name Brunch and Slay. I wanted people to feel like they were just pulling up a chair and sitting down listening to a couple of girlfriends talk about business, life, and everything that falls in between. I knew that focusing on making our interview conversational would relax our guests and give the listeners an opportunity to really see a different side of our guest. A lot of times we have folks on the show who have a reputation and have a bit of a following. I wanted to create content that wasn't exactly like every other interview they heard from the folks they admire. I wanted them to get to know the personality so that they could support this person as well as their brand. Now, we have evolved so much since our first few episodes, and you will too. The object of creating a thriving podcast is to pivot, evolve, and pay attention. Always ask questions and be open to feedback. But most importantly, it's about enjoying the process and finding new ways to connect with your audience in a way that makes sense for them. Now, after our last pod work, you might be feeling a little bit of information overload. And that's okay. You can always press pause and take a break. But remember, set the timer on that break. Don't take too long, because having this information at your disposal and not using it is totally wasteful. And I know you're ready for change or you would not be watching this video. So take a moment to reset your mind and let's jump right on in. I have a bit of an assignment for you. I want you to find 20 podcasts. Yes, I said 20 that you love, that you like, that you're interested in. I want you to find podcasts that are in different genres and different delivery styles. And I want you to write down what you love about these podcasts, what you could do without about these podcasts, and what makes you want to keep coming back for more. I even want you to write down those podcasts that you just want to listen to half of it and get just a little bit out of it and put on the back shelf. That truly matters. When you hear me say 20, you're probably thinking, goodness gracious, there's no way I'm doing it. I understand. But before you go telling me no, I want you to know why. I want you to take 20 shows because I want you to know that having this podcast is going to be a major commitment, because you don't want to be one of those one-hit wonders we talked about previously. It's going to take time, commitment, and dedication. And listening to 20 will give you a good idea as to what is involved in the process and how long and what staying power your particular topic may have. Now you're probably saying, well, Amira, if comparison is the thief of joy, why do I want to listen to other people's shows and get inspiration? Well, I'll tell you, like my grandmother always told me, there's nothing new under the sun. And each thing that we see is just an upgraded version of what was before. Your podcast could be just that. So get those creative juices flowing. Figure out what you 100% must have in your show and what you 100% absolutely without a doubt will not have in your show. You may be a total rock star and already know what you want your show to be about. You may even already have a show and have a following, but I'm guessing there's still some gaps between how you start, where you are, and how you truly make a seamless delivery. Take advantage of this module, do the work, and create a seamless delivery for your show. And remember, there is no such thing as over-preparing. At this point, you're no stranger to a little pot work. So go ahead and download this assignment and get those wheels turning.